Yeah, so tell me a little bit about the Street Scrambler then, because that is like probably for your social accounts, like the Instagram account when you were first growing that. It's almost like your signature thing, right? And I experienced that. I had a Street Twin when I started on YouTube, and that became, I got a lot of people who own that bike as well. So, I mean, what made you choose that bike for a start?
Yeah, funny, because I was into cafe races, and I hated the idea of having a Scrambler. I thought it would look ridiculous, the high pipe. I was like, who's going to buy these things? But then I took the old school air-cooled Scrambler with the arrow pipe.
Those are cool.
And I was like, this is sick. And I actually had it over a couple of nights. And that was it. I was in love. And I didn't know it was about the 270-degree crank that made that sound, that nice, like, thumpy.
Yeah.
And so I had a Bonneville at the time, and I was like, how the hell do I make this sound like that?
Right,
but
doesn't sound the same.
Can't, so that's what, I had to...
Wait, you borrowed that off somebody or hired it?
I borrowed it, I borrowed it off someone, yeah.
Oh, and that got you kind of...
got me all, I just, when you connect with a bike.
Yeah,
and you
totally.
just have to have one.
That's the same for me. I don't know. I was already reviewing quite a lot of bikes at that time. I had a Kawasaki ER6, like a really cheap, naked bike. But I was already working my way through bikes at dealers, making YouTube videos. And I rode a Street Twin, almost the same. It was just the sound and the feel of the engine and the sort of weightiness when you're on the throttle. It sort of just has a really satisfying nature to it. I just couldn't get it out of my head after that.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm going to go and get one. So yeah, I think they're excellent, but I guess it has its limitations in terms of like motor camping.
Oh yeah. So I took that thing around New South Wales. So it was a 5,000 kilometre trip, right around New South Wales, in the middle of nowhere. It's on my YouTube channel, 8 episodes, I think, and there's right in the middle, we hit this dirt road. As we were riding down the dirt road, the heavens opened up, and I've never witnessed this storm so severe than what it was when we were riding down this dirt trail that quickly turned to clay.
Right.
So quickly, and we had to turn around. We were pretty deep into it. I dropped the bike 3 times. On the second drop, I went to click in first gear, but there was no lever.
Oh man.
And I had a look, and the lever's just dangling. And it wasn't that it shredded the teeth on the actual, I don't know what you call it, the gear selector. The whole thing was snapped on the inside. The shift shaft, the welds had snapped on the inside because there's no foldable levers on them.
Totally.
They're not really made for adventure riding, I guess.
No.
You can take them out from some green trails, have a bit of fun, but when you're out in the middle of nowhere and that happens, so luckily I was stuck in second gear. So I managed to ride it about 4 hours in second gear to a town. We had no luck. I pulled the engine cover off, the clutch plates out, and tried under a tree in the sun. I had a look at it and worked out that we couldn't actually do anything about it. Put it all back together, and then luckily there was a motorcycle shop about 6 hours away who pinned it right all the way to the town, and we rode and tried to meet him halfway, put it on the back of a ute, and then they just bush mechanicked and welded it all up, and we're back on the road again.
That's amazing.
It was epic. It was a good story, and there was a good bit of tension in the middle of the series.
I was just thinking as well, if there's one gear that you want to be stuck in, it's probably second.
It is, yeah. And you can still squeeze 70 or 80 Ks out of it,
good old second.
Comfortably. Yeah, that's
Pull
right.
away, just about.
Yep.
Talkie bike.
Just drag the clutch a little bit. Yeah, that's right.
And that was the thing that maybe probably was made you realise that you had to look elsewhere for something to do the motor camping trips.
That's right.